So we're going to try this video once more. I'm using Harmony Bloom. This time I'm using it on the MacBook, and I basically have it set up where the SP is taking in the notes from it and recording it via audio. There's good and bad to both of that. Well, whereas if you have MIDI, you can adjust it. With audio, it's what you get, right, when you play it. But the cool side of this is there's only 2 octaves allowed to be played in the SP, right? So in order to bypass that, the Harmony Bloom, what it does is it allows you to play different notes within certain collection of notes. In other words, within a scale, not really necessarily a scale, but within a collection of notes within a scale. I think that makes sense if I said it right. If I said it wrong, or disregard it. It's not that important for this video. I'm going to use the looper. And I'm going to go ahead and delete what's in there. I'm going to use the looper. The one thing you have to do in the looper is make sure you set the BPM. Sometimes when you're looking for random stuff, like random nuggets of music that you want to just sample in, you might not want to use the looper. But in this case, I'm using it because I want to trigger the notes from the keyboard. So I have this set to trigger input into Harmony Bloom, and Harmony Bloom sends that out to here. The sample, I'm going to exit out of here so you can hear, is a sample from from the Count synths, and it's called Crystal Bell 2, I believe. So I'm using that, and then you have to shift 4 to set it in chromatic mode. Now, if you're on just the SP, that's what you're playing. To play in the Harmony Bloom, you're going to need to have this as the controller. I'm using this as the controller because I just prefer it. But you can use this as the controller and do the same thing. So if you hit exit, you're still in there. Make sure your external source is turned on so that the SP can hear the stuff coming through. And then you're going to play in either looper or resample and try to capture some good audio that you like. So I'm just trying to find nuggets of stuff I like and then loop it out and make it a one loop. All right, so I have it set in the Harmony Bloom to 75 BPM. But when I go into Mark, I have to make sure I turn it to 75. Mine just happens to be there because that's what I set it at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record in. By hitting record, it's going to wait for me to trigger. If you're on this, it's going to trigger from you hitting here. If you're on a keyboard, obviously it triggers from here. And I'm off beat, I can already hear. See, because even the play rate is not right. It should be recording at 75 BPM. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Go back to 75 BPM. And I'm going to try to get this play rate right. So record. So this is a user error. I think the timing's off. It's making sure I'm hitting it at the right time. Especially when you're doing a looper, because you're looping it in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try it again. 3, 4. All right, I got an idea. I just thought of something. I'm going to just hold it down. I was trying to time it to do different things, but if I'm missing the click, then it won't be right. So we'll just do a different thing. 2. there's extra there, but let's say you like it, assuming you like it. Hit copy, and there it is. Stop it, delete it if you don't like it, whatever. Turn mark off, and now you have. Put the loop on it. Now you could chop this up and play it back even better than what you like it. So let's just mess around with it. We're gonna turn the loop off for right now, and to chop we hit shift here, and so there's the sample. So you could. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just making that last part up, but. So let's. I don't like any of these chops, or these last chops at least. So if you just hit delete and you touch a pad, it's going to delete behind. It goes backwards in deleting. I guess that's how it works. I like that. All right, so let's say I like that. I'm assuming that. You can auto mark it. I'm not going to do that. You can assign it to pads. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to pick some pads. That should be the 4 we need. Hit enter. It'll chop them for you. It's pretty simple. And then you could always go in here and adjust the chop. So I feel like they're running on each other, but I could be wrong because I don't think it auto puts them in mute groups. So we're going to put them all in mute groups, or at least those pads we will. Exit out. And now they're muted, so you can. So you got more control over when they start and stop, right? So you see how you could take something from like a Harmony Bloom, use a one-shot sample. Now you have more flexibility because you're getting the full depth of that keyboard and all the notes that it can play. Bring it back into it as an audio sample and then just chop it up and come up with something new, or use what you have if you like the sample. For instance, I did one earlier with it and it sounds like this. I'm just showing you what you can do. All right, so different ways. All right. So there you go. Just some ideas of what you can do using Harmony Bloom, the SP404. This can unfortunately not be done in Koala because Koala does not allow resampling while you're in a, while you're in a chromatic mode. Now, I say that saying you can resample the pattern you put in, but you can't resample to another pad. It, for whatever reason, it only resamples the note you actually press. So if I press this note on the keyboard or just one pad, it's only going to sample that one note. It does not sample all the things going on in Harmony Bloom, where you're picking all those other notes and melodies that it's creating with these patterns. So that's the unfortunate part right now, but that is a Koala thing. It does not have anything to do with Harmony Bloom, nor does it have anything to do with anything else other than Koala. And it's just a limitation that you have in Koala. So maybe in due time, it'll get fixed, or they'll add it on to where it can be done that way. But at the present, if you're an SP user, that's one upside on being like in any of the hardware stuff, is a lot of them allow you to do all that kind of extra recording in and sampling that way. All right. Or at least I know the SP does for sure. All right, that's it for this video. I like to keep it as long as I can, under 15 minutes. That'll give you enough to think about and maybe chew on, and maybe you'll figure out some other ways too. The ideals of these videos is just to give you ideas to take and explore. Okay, it's not to say my way is the right way, or this is the only way, or that I know everything, because I don't. It's just to give you some opportunities to explore, and hopefully you can tell me some things that you learned too, or that you found out, so we can share ideas, and then it just kind of creates a cool learning environment. All right, that's it for this video, and I'm out.